What if I told you that one of the oldest tricks in storytelling still makes Netflix billionaires today? Let's talk about the art of the cliffhanger. Hi, I'm Andrea from Bibisco, the writing app downloaded by over 200,000 writers worldwide to bring their stories to life. Today we'll explore one of the most powerful narrative techniques ever invented, the cliffhanger, and how you can use it to keep your readers hooked, or should I say, hanging from the cliff until the very last page. Let's start with the basics. A cliffhanger is a narrative device that leaves your audience hanging, literally or figuratively, in a moment of high tension with no resolution yet. The term comes from early 20th century film series, where characters were often left hanging from actual cliffs, but the idea goes back even further. Writers like Charles Dickens and Alexander Dumas mastered this trick in serialized novels, ending each installment with an unresolved conflict. And it worked. Readers would line up for the next issue, desperate to know what happens next. Cliffhangers work because they trigger something primal in our brains. We absolutely hate unfinished business. This is known as the Zeigarnik effect. Our minds fixate on incomplete tasks because they crave closure. When a story ends on a cliffhanger, we are left in a state of tension and our brain screams, "I need to know what happens next." Think about the final moments of an episode of Lost, when a mysterious hatch was revealed in the jungle but left unopened until the next season. For months, fans were tormented by a single question: what's inside the hatch? That unanswered mystery didn't just keep viewers hooked, it sparked endless discussions and fan theories all over the world. This anticipation becomes part of the entertainment itself. Psychologically, this technique amplifies our emotional investment in the story. When the stakes are high and the resolution is withheld, we feel closer to the characters. That's why cliffhangers have stood the test of time. They don't just hold attention, they create obsession. So how do you create cliffhangers that leave readers begging for more? Here are 7 essential tips. But before we dive into the first point, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. It's a simple way to support this channel and help us keep creating content that inspires and helps writers like you. A cliffhanger isn't a lucky accident. It's the result of careful planning. Start by outlining your story and identifying the natural peaks of tension. Ask yourself, where are the moments that will truly make your readers' hearts race? Don't wait for inspiration to drop a twist at the end of a chapter. Structure your story so that each cliffhanger feels like a natural, inevitable escalation of events. A cliffhanger is hard only if the audience has been gradually pulled to the edge of their seat. You need to build momentum, raising the stakes chapter by chapter or scene by scene. Tension is like a spring. The more you compress it with suspense, conflict, and unanswered questions, the stronger the release, or in this case the cliffhanger, will feel. Foreshadowing is your best ally. Drop subtle hints, create small mysteries, and build up curiosity. When the cliffhanger finally hits, it shouldn't feel like it came out of nowhere. The reader should have enough clues to feel, "I knew something was coming, but not this." Cliffhangers aren't just about shocking events, they are about emotional stakes. Put your characters in situations that challenge them deeply. Danger, moral dilemmas, impossible choices. Game of Thrones did it masterfully. A cliffhanger wasn't just about who died, but about what that death meant for everyone else. The unknown is where suspense thrives. A cliffhanger should give just enough information to spark curiosity, while leaving key answers out of reach. Don't explain everything. Let your readers speculate, debate, and fill the gaps with their imagination. This speculation is exactly what drives fan theories, online discussions, and the need to immediately start the next chapter or episode. A great cliffhanger isn't one size fits all. The kind of suspense that works in a crime thriller might feel completely off in a light-hearted romance. Ask yourself, what makes your readers hold their breath? Is it danger, heartbreak, or a shocking secret? Think about how Stranger Things combines supernatural mysteries with emotional stakes. It knows exactly what its fans want: tension, nostalgia, and heartfelt moments, and delivers cliffhangers that hit all the right notes. Not all cliffhangers look the same, and that's the beauty of it. You can raise the stakes with an unexpected twist, end a chapter on a question that screams for an answer, or reveal just enough to make readers desperate to connect the dots. Don't be afraid to play with structure and tone. For example, Money Heist often combines action-packed cliffhangers with emotional revelation, and it works because each type of suspense amplifies the other. A well-crafted cliffhanger can keep your audience turning pages or binge watching for hours, but when overused, it risks losing its impact. Imagine if every single chapter, scene, or episode ended with a shocking twist. At first, it might be thrilling, but after a while, your audience will start to see the pattern, and the tension you have worked so hard to build will turn into predictability, or worse, frustration. A good cliffhanger creates tension and curiosity because it feels earned. It grows naturally from the character's struggles, the story's pacing, and the stakes you have carefully raised. You know, creating a cliffhanger that really hits your audience isn't just about throwing in a last-minute twist. It's about structure, knowing exactly where your story is going. That's where Bibisco comes in. It's not just software. It's like having a story coach that helps you see the big picture and plan every dramatic beat. Let me show you how 3 of its features can make your cliffhangers truly shine. First, the timeline. Imagine being able to see your story like a Netflix season overview. Every episode, every key moment perfectly laid out. With the timeline, you can plan exactly where to drop that exciting moment and where to let your readers breathe. Then the mind map. It's like seeing your entire story world from above. Characters, location, objects, all connected visually. Ever wondered how a writer sets up those moments when 2 plot threads suddenly collide? The mind map helps you spot those connections, so your cliffhangers feel clever, not random. And of course, character development. At the heart of every great cliffhangers are characters we care about. With Bibisco's detailed character sheets, you can build their backstories, motivation, and conflicts. So when you leave them at a turning point, maybe facing an impossible choice, your readers will turn the page because they need to know what happens to them. Okay, that's all for today, guys. Thanks for these minutes spent together, and as always, happy writing.